What's going on, all my toy collectors and MOTU fans out there? You know who it is. It's your boy Ox. Now today we're going to be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins Mekaneck and Ground Ripper, and also Roton, the Evil Assault Vehicle. Both of these vehicles are made by Mattel Toys and based off of the old Masters of the Universe line back in the 80s. Let's go ahead and crack these babies open, take a closer look, and see if they're worth joining the rest of the toys that I have here in the Cave of Wonders. Let's get to it. Okay, we're going to start off with Roton, the Evil Assault Vehicle first. Taking a look at the front of the box, you can see it has a clear package window showing you the vehicle inside and all the different attachments. This vehicle doesn't come with any kind of exclusive figure or anything like that. You can see some cool artwork down here of the Roton vehicle, and then it lets you know down here in the bottom that it has to be used on a smooth surface in order for them blades to rotate the way that they're supposed to. Now, it's part of the retro play line, basically letting you know that this vehicle is based off of the old Masters of the Universe Roton vehicle that came out in the early 80s. Now, I was born in 86. Masters of the Universe, I think, came out in 82, so I missed out on all the toys. I remember the cartoon. If y'all don't believe me, I got a picture for you guys, but I do remember watching, He-Man, the Masters of the Universe. I watched those cartoons. I did love those cartoons, but I didn't have any of the toys. If I was born in 86, that means I probably wasn't getting the toys until 88, 89, and those toys weren't on the shelves when I was little. At that time, Batman and Ninja Turtles just took over all the toy stores. But yeah, taking a look at the front of the box, I've already measured it out for you guys. It's 12 inches long by 12 inches high up here at that top piece right here where that artwork is, by almost 8 inches wide. So that's how much shelf space you're going to need if you're going to be displaying this in the box. Now up here, you can see some really cool artwork. If you guys been collecting the Origins line, you guys know that Mattel does a really cool job at either hiding little Easter eggs in the artwork of letting you know what figures are coming up next, and just, making your box really cool. If you're not going to be taking these out of the box, it just, they just put a lot of cool artwork on here. Almost makes you not want to take them out of the box, but I have all mine displayed in a glass shelf, so I like to take these out of the box. But right here, you can see some other figures that are coming out, or that have all these figures have already came out, because I actually got this thing on clearance at Walmart for like $13 or something like that. But you can see right here how to attach those weapons on the top, how to attach that top cage right there to protect the pilot or who's ever going to be driving it, and how to put on that little plate right there in the front in order to intimidate enemies, basically. But yeah, man, I'm gonna move my camera up just a little bit so you guys can take a look at all this really cool artwork right here. You can see Skeletor driving it. Yeah, you can just see everything in the background. Like I said, Mattel doesn't skip on the artwork, man. It almost, like I said, makes you not want to take it out of the box. But let's go ahead and do that anyway, because I love toys. Okay, now here's the vehicle Roton out of the box. You can see right here it comes with the main body of the vehicle. Comes with this little canopy piece that protects who's ever driving it. Comes with two guns that hook on each side, and then it comes with a little face plate right here that hooks on the front. And then you could use that to, like, bash into other figures or bash into rocks or any other vehicle that gets in the way. Now, taking a look at the guns first, they're just a solid red. They're both the exact same. They just hook right in through this little peg right here. But they have a lot of detail, but they don't have any kind of extra colors, which is perfectly fine, because I want this vehicle, to look like a toy, look like it's supposed to. And then there's little holes right here. You just slide those in there, and then you can rotate it any way you want. It doesn't go up and down. I mean, you can make it go up and down, but you don't want to push it back and forth because you don't want to break this little peg right here. It's not on a hinge joint or nothing like that. But you just hook these two right in here, just like that. This little face plate right here, it has these two little notches just like those guns had, and they fit right here in these two little holes right there. You'll hear it click just like you just heard. Now this right here, it also has these little notches right here. Now this is not a hinge like you see like on the Batwing, like those Batwing toys, or like the Batmobile, where it can, hinge up and down. That's not meant to do that. So once you plug these pegs in, when you're taking this off, you just pop it right off the top. You don't want to try and bend it back and forth because you don't want to break these little plastic things. And they just slide into these little holes right there. And it just sits down just like that. Now I'm going to use a Skeletor figure. And I'm going to put him in here and show you how he looks. And you can attach his hands to these little handles right here. And he sits down fine just in there. I'm going to go ahead and throw the canopy on there and show you what it looks like. Just like that. And I'm sure you can fit any kind of figure you want in there. It doesn't have to be Skeletor, but I think he's the main one who always drives this. At least on the front of the box, it shows him driving this. And then you just drive around. And that's why they call it Roton, because he just rotates them blades. And if he comes into contact with anybody, let's just say he comes in contact with Fisto, you can drive right into him and chop him up just like that. Now, I've already measured this vehicle out for you guys. It's about 6 inches tall by 8 inches wide all the way around. So that's how much shelf space you're going to need when you're displaying this toy if you're displaying it out of the box, okay? But yeah, man, it's a pretty cool vehicle. I like the way it looks. Let's move on to Mekaneck and Ground Ripper, okay, guys? Okay, now up next, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this Ground Ripper vehicle and the Mekaneck figure that it comes with. I actually think this is the only way to get Mekaneck. I think he only comes in this pack right here, so you can't get him on a single card. Unless I'm mistaken, let me know down in the comments, but I think the only way you can get Mekaneck is to order him in this package right here. Now, taking a look at the front of the box, you can see it has another clear package window. Like I said, I love it that Mattel does this. I hate when they have open packages. And then, you know, these boxes, they get these toys, they get packed inside boxes, and then the outside gets all crushed. The vehicle will get crushed. The plastic might get all bent and stuff like that. So I hate it when there's an opening right here that dust and everything like that can get in there when you're displaying these toys. Because I'm like a lot of other people. Some vehicles and some toys I don't take out of the box. Some I like to display in the box. And this is a great piece of art with all the, you know, artwork that Mattel throws on these toys. You know, it makes you not want to take them out of the box. So, you know, I love it that they at least put this plastic window right here. That way you could see the toy on the inside, still see all the cool artwork, and you don't have to worry about dust or anything like that falling out of these, you know, or getting anything on the inside of there, basically. Now, I've already measured this out for you guys. It's 14 inches long by 12 inches tall by 4 inches wide. So that's how much shelf space you're going to need when you're displaying this in the box. And like I said, it does come with Mekaneck. That's the exclusive figure that it comes with. Looking at the side right there, nothing much. Just says Masters of the Universe. And then right here, it has some really cool artwork. You can see up at the top. Let me move this up for you guys. You can see right here, this really cool artwork. You can see the Snake Men bad guys that are right here and him just scoping them out. And then you can see that Eternia playset that Mattel had. I think they did like a Mattel Creations, you know, to back that in case you guys wanted to buy that old Eternia playset based off of the old one. I didn't end up buying that just because, don't get me wrong, it's really cool. I think it was like $500 or $600. But I just don't have the room down here. I mean, I have play sets that are massive. I just did a review on that old Batman Forever Batcave by Kenner, and I love that Batcave, but I can't display it all the time because I just don't have the room. Now, this right here is some other figures that are basically around the wave when this vehicle head came out. You can see some of the Snake Men right there. You could see Bolt Man. You could see Snake Man Armor He-Man right here. And this is the vehicle that we're looking at. This right here is how to work his neck right there, how to make his neck end up extending. This right here is how you put on that second mantle right here for the front of this bike or, you know, racing vehicle. And then, yeah, it just says it has real racing action. So I guess we'll see once we pop it out of the box. All right, guys? Okay, now here's this Ground Ripper vehicle out of the box. You can see it has Mekaneck. You can see it has his little weapon that he holds. An extra extended piece right here that make his neck end up extending. And then this right here is a little detachable piece. If you guys want to unhook this one, you can put this little mantle on there right there. In case you guys don't want that one, you can swap those out. Let's take a look at his weapon real quick. You can see right here, he just holds this in his hand. It has a lot of different little details right here. It's just one solid yellow color, but it does have a hole at the top, which I'm confused about. I thought maybe if he didn't want to hold this in his hand, he could hook it somewhere onto this vehicle, you know, as just a little place to hold it. But I don't see any place that this ends up hooking onto. And then this right here, you could pop off his head and make his neck extend with this piece right here. And I'll show you what that looks like in a second. This right here is a little front mantelpiece or control panel right here that you can swap this one out, which I don't really know why you would want to. This one doesn't have any kind of stickers like on the eyes or anything like that. You can see like little teeth and you can see the eyes, but there's no stickers or nothing like there is on this piece right here. But I'll swap those out for you guys and let you see what that looks like. And this right here is Mekaneck. Like I said, you can only get this figure if you buy this Ground Ripper vehicle right here. Now, this does come off right here if you guys unattach it, but it's just blue. You just see his stomach right there, and you could just see his chest. All these figures are basically kind of the same mold, basically, just with different heads or different hands or something like that and different color schemes. Let's take a look at his articulation. His head does rotate all the way around in that ball joint. He does look up a pretty good amount, does look down pretty good. His arms do rotate up, they do bend out. Obviously you guys can pop them off if you guys want to. These figures you can actually swap out their parts. So if you want to put his arms on like He-Man or something, you guys can end up doing that. But they do go up, they do rotate around. His elbow does bend, it does rotate at the elbow in case you guys want to move that around. His hand does rotate around, it does go in, it does go out. Now, his body does swivel around, but he doesn't have any kind of ab crunch or anything like that. His legs do bend up. They do go up about that far. They do bend at the knees. They do rotate at the knees. He does have calf rotation or boot cut right here, so it does rotate around. His foot does go up, does go down, does rotate and rock back and forth. So that's pretty much it for the articulation. Like I said, it's a lot better than the old Masters of the Universe figures that were on them little rubber bands. Like I told you guys earlier, I missed out on those toys when I was little, but I did find some at yard sales, but most of the time the rubber bands would be broken, or as soon as I buy them for like $1 or 50 cents or something, you know, the legs would end up popping off and breaking real easy. So these figures, I don't see them breaking as easy as those old retro Masters of the Universe figures ended up doing back in the day. But yeah, you guys can pop off his head and hook on this extended piece. That's why they call him Mekaneck. And then you just pop this right on the top right there. And now you can, you know, show him looking over rocks. Basically, he's like a human, I said telescope, periscope, basically. He's like a human periscope. So, you know, if he's hiding behind something, his neck would stretch out and he'd be able to look around and see if any danger or basically scope out what's going on. Now, I'm going to guess, I'm not for sure on this, that the old figure didn't have this piece. The way they made toys back in the day, I'm going to guess if you just pulled his head up, it just, you know, this piece right here kind of came out of his body. And if you didn't want him to extend out, you could just push it right back down. I'm just guessing on that. I'm not really for sure. If you guys know down in the comments, let me know. But toys were just so cool back in the day, I'm going to guess you just pushed his head down and pulled it back up if you guys wanted it to extend. But yeah, right there is how he looks. Let's take a look at him with his weapon in his hand. Right there is how he looks. All right, now let's take a look at the Ground Ripper real quick. This right here is how it looks. The stickers already come on there just like that Roton vehicle, so you don't have to put any stickers on. They're already placed where they're supposed to be. This right here is how they look. And like I said, this one right here, this little, I'm going to call it like a mantle. It ends up having eyes on it, but if you guys don't want that piece, you can pop it off and put this one on there. And it clicks right on there. And you guys see it has stickers right in the front, little control stickers. But it doesn't have any stickers right here, like for the ears or eyes or mouth or nothing like that. Not like this one does. So I actually probably would end up keeping this one on there. But I'm going to show you guys what it looks like with a figure in there first. It has plastic wheels. It has little grooves right here, little embossed in the plastic. So that way it can grip stuff or grip dirt if you guys are playing with this outside. Little wheels right here. These holes right here are meant or don't have anything to do with the vehicle. This is meant when it's hooked into the box. It has little plastic pieces that, you know, hook it to the box. That way it doesn't come out of the little box right there or roll around inside of there. Now let's show this figure on there real quick. Bend his legs up. You can see it has a little seat belt, just like all the old figures, old vehicles back in the day. I have a bunch of Kenner Batman vehicles, like Batmobiles and Batwings, and they all had seat belts, you know, promoting that, you know, seat belt safety for kids. So, But yeah, this right here is how it looks. It doesn't have any kind of missiles. It really doesn't have any kind of action feature. You know, nothing pops up and hits anything or knocks over any kind of, you know, villains that are in the path. Or like I said, no kind of machine guns you attach to it. Like I said, I thought this mace would end up hooking somewhere on here like it had a peg, but I don't see one on there. But basically, that's what it does. It's the ground ripper. It just ends up rolling back and forth. It's probably called the ground ripper because, like I said, it just rips up dirt right here. So, but yeah, that's pretty much a look at that. I'm going to measure it out for you guys real fast. It comes out to 9 inches long by 4 inches tall. I'm not going to go ahead and count like up here on the top of his head. I'm just actually counting the ground ripper. So about 4 inches tall by 4 inches wide right here at these wheels. So that's how much shelf space you're going to need if you guys are going to be displaying this just like this. All right, guys. Now let's take a look at a bunch of these vehicles that Mattel had came out with all together, okay, and see how they scale with each other. All right, now here's a couple other Masters of the Universe Origin vehicles that Mattel has came out with. I just wanted to show you guys how they all scale and look next to each other. A lot of bright colors, a lot of cool action features. You can see that each vehicle ends up holding a figure and has some kind of, you know, crazy action feature when you're rolling it across the floor or something. Yeah, these toys are really cool, man. If you guys missed out on the old Masters of the Universe toys like I did when you guys were little, now's a great time to get into it, to introduce your kids to it. These figures aren't too expensive. The vehicles aren't too expensive. Like I said, I got that Roton and that, Ground Ripper vehicle. One I got at Target, and the Roton vehicle I got at Walmart for like $8 or $12 or something like that, which was a really good deal because I think they're like $30 a piece. But yeah, man, I hope you guys liked the video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know if you guys collect this line or if you guys don't, or if it's something you guys aren't interested in. Until then, though, stay cool. All right, guys?